I think we begin to die in adulthood, sort of when our cells stop replicating as fast and things just start slowing down.
When we no longer have a good quality of life.
When you give up, stop living.
When the patient thinks that they're dying.
When they become ill.
We begin to die when our quality of life is poor and it's progressing. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. You could still be positive, but just if your body's progressively dying and so is your mental health, I think that's when you're dying.
When we're suffering so much that we are no longer happy.
It's a tough question. I would probably say, like, when you're born.
When the doctor deems you actively dying.
I think when the body is finally tired and ready is the time that we die.
They get to know when they have very serious diseases.
When your body starts going downhill, or you go into organ failure, or maybe when a doctor tells you that you've got some kind of condition that you're dying.
As you can see, dying is very subjective and has different meanings to each individual. Everyone has different ideas and thoughts about when they start to die. Death is a fundamental certainty. So why is our society stigmatizing this natural process of life? And why are we so afraid? Awareness of our own mortality can be challenging for many people, provoking high levels of anxiety. And as humans, our instinct is motivated towards eliminating this anxiety. And in Western culture, this can include the avoidance of even talking about death, contributing more to the taboo. In Canada, almost 50% of people die in the hospital, meaning that death is surrounded by the dynamics of the healthcare system, who often employ a medical model of approach to care. They focus on the physical symptoms and not the person as a whole. Death is often viewed as a failure, only focusing on the physical body. But we often forget that it is a natural process that needs to move away from the physical aspects to incorporate the emotional and spiritual embodiments of the individual.
Well, usually when people think of dying, that's something that's finite. It's an end to their living, and as biological creatures, and we are wired to live. Where there is an illness or some sort of misadventure that's involved, that is involves death, and it turns the person's world upside down, because the meaning they previously had made of their lives now is no longer applicable, and they have to figure out a way to redefine what it means to live their lives with an end in sight. We live in a secular world. That means that many people don't even believe in any sort of religion. But people have religious beliefs. Each one is unique about what happens when they die. For Christians, it means we continue on a journey toward being reunited with God, to our true spiritual selves. For Hindus and for Buddhists, it means reincarnation. And for people who have no particular beliefs, they believe that it is the end. And in my experience as a chaplain, it is those people who have no particular faith, who believe that it is the end when they die, they tend to suffer the most spiritual distress.
As you can see from this video, death has different meanings and a lot of uncertainties for people all over the world. It is important to accept death as a natural process. We shouldn't focus on when we begin to die, but focus on the happiness life has to offer in the moment.
And how do you know when to let go? Where does the good go? Where does a good go.